Razorfist has threatened to file a libel claim on YouTube against SmashJT. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. So Razorfist, as I said, threatened to issue a libel claim on YouTube against fellow YouTuber SmashJT over his The Fall of Razorfist video, which Smash published to YouTube back in January. And he accuses Razorfist of holding an ex-girlfriend captive at his house, basically engaging in Me Too style tactics against Razorfist. So let's get into this here. As I said, at the end of January, he uploaded this video, The Fall of Razorfist. In that video, he is reacting to a video from Kino Casino, and Kino Casino parrot claims from Razorfist's ex-girlfriend, claiming he dated her when she was 15. Smash reacted to this information saying that was some of the he said, she said stuff that sure, you can raise an eyebrow and kind of say, that's a little bit suspicious. That's odd. That's weird. If we are to believe these people, then wow, that's wild. These are allegations. They're very wild accusations, but holy crap, if they're true, that is some serious stuff. And that's the way I was looking at it until I kept watching. And then they showed a video that had been leaked from apparently his ex-girlfriend that was being held captive in a way at his house, allegedly. And what transpires in this video, it's not for the faint of heart. So SmashJT is accusing Razorfist of keeping his ex-girlfriend captive in his house. It's ridiculous. While watching this alleged video, Smash commented saying Razorfist doesn't want her to have a job, to make money, to be able to support herself, and not be out on the streets so that he can trap her in his house. This is all new to me right now, so we doubled down on it, right? Next, after an individual in the video says no, which sounds like it's Razorfist, they think that it's Razorfist, he reacted saying, did he just shout at her no like that, scream at her, belittle her, and make her feel like she's a nobody in this planet? This is the guy that's on the side of holier than thou. This is the guy that praises God above all and tells other people how to live their life more holier and be better people and not goon at girls in video games. Bro, it sure as hell feels like you're trying to cover up for some serious shortcoming in your own personal life. Still later, he said this, I could have never imagined it going down the road that it did, as dark as it got. And this person is a fairly large channel in the grand scheme of YouTube. And from what I understand, a lot of these allegations and things appeared a few years ago, and he hid from it, stuck his head in the sand, and just waited for it to blow over. And now he came back and he starts defending Goonergate, and people start looking into him again, and they're like, whoa, hold up. This is some wild stuff. I don't think Razorfist went anywhere. He's still doing live streams, still making videos. He was literally appearing on side scrollers pretty regularly, so I'm not really sure what Smash is talking about there. Razorfist never left. Next, Kino Casino claimed it had a video of Razorfist masturbating that they claim Razorfist had uploaded himself. Smash reacted to this saying, totally a normal thing for someone to do. Of course, that would tell people that Melanie Mac is correct about gooning for video games, would, of course, be someone that would do something like this. He then said, maybe the community is going to speak up and say, yeah, this is not the type of person that I want leading anybody or telling anybody how they should be living their lives, because yikes. Interestingly enough, if you go over to SmashJT's website, and this has been repeatedly pointed out by people like What the Agad, that's literally what Smash says his role is to do, is to tell people how to live their lives. And it's on his website. From there, he returns to the claim that Razorfist was dating a 15-year-old. He says, this is some pretty serious stuff, some serious allegations. And with all of this coming to light, it looks like cooler heads are going to prevail and do the right thing moving forward. But holy crap, again, bringing it back to the beginning of this video, I don't think anybody could have ever dreamed or had nightmares about how dark Goonergate would actually go. And we're just a couple of weeks into it. I hope it was worth it standing on this hill and trying to speak down on people on how they enjoy their video games, because the first thing people do when you come for their video games is start wondering, why do you feel like you're the one in a position to tell anybody what they can do with their game? So I think it's pretty clear, in my opinion at least, this guy made this video out of malice to try to cancel Razorfist and try to basically just trash him because he didn't like that Razorfist disagreed with him about about pornography in video games. And I don't even think Razorfist said anything about pornography. I'd have to go back and check. I think he was basically like, you just don't need crap Chinese consumer or Coomer bait. I think is basically what Razorfist's argument was there, and Smash didn't like that, and so he did this video to try to cancel him, and I think it was clearly done in malice. That's my opinion, and I have a little bit more on that, but we'll get to that. So let's get to what Razorfist had to say here in response. So he posted this yesterday. to Smash over on X. He says, "You still have time to remove your defamatory video, JT. Not soon enough to prevent me taking your entire career. Mind you, that was set in motion when you decided to repeat easily disproven lies from a drama stream, but time to save your channel from a libel claim." And Smash responded, says, "This is what happens when YouTube bends the knee once, immediately opens the floodgates to everyone trying to take you down." He then linked the video and says, "F out of here," and described Razorfist as a creep. Razorfist replied, saying, "Every day you continue to have a career, JT. It was because I allowed it. You had your chance to avoid disaster. You could have reached out, confirmed that you had reported lies. Now karma comes to collect. And if you thought Pro Jared had receipts, oh, sweetie, I'm sorry for what's about to happen to you." Shared this screenshot of a video he had uploaded to YouTube back in March that he had privated, titled "Allegations, Lies, and the Lying Liars Who Invent Them." You can see there, 19 and a half minutes long. In response to an individual questioning Razorfist's timing, he says the timing is he ran his mouth. He should have kept his head down. And scuttled off. My video has been uploaded and private since March. I was going to leave it all alone. He has absolutely no one to blame but himself, as per usual. Smash responded saying, "For me, it was Tuesday." Razorfist then shared a video addressing the various allegations and accusations made by SmashJT and Kino Casino to X. He prefaced it saying, "After years foregoing drama due to the lies and libel of others, it appears I'll be ending a few YouTube careers this week. No one who doesn't deserve it. It's just a shame some people can't seem to hold a gun without putting it in their own mouth." Now, back to the rants. And you can see this video is at 18 minutes and 59 seconds, so a little bit shorter than the one he had privated. So not sure if there was like an intro or an outro or something that he might have cut. Anyways, at the beginning of the video, he says, "I also knew that while the accusations were libelous and shockingly simple to disprove, they were also entirely too lurid for some talent-bereft, drama-humping halfwits not to make the mistake of attaching their channels, reputations, and indeed their entire careers to, after which I would drop my reams upon reams of receipts and end their careers overnight." He then addressed the various claims, first beginning with the claim that he was dating his ex-girlfriend when she was 15. "In order for this relationship to have occurred, when they say it did, I would have had to be dating this person in or throughout 2015. Any later than this, and the entire timeline collapses. Fortunately for me, 2015 was also significant, and that it's the same year I began streaming in earnest. If you click on the third video on the Razorfist Arcade playlist, a live stream of the game Thief 4 that originally aired on March 18, 2015, you can disprove these allegations within about 30 seconds because at that point in the video, a woman's voice can be heard." He then plays a clip from the stream with the woman's voice and states, "The identity of the voice is my actual girlfriend, Ladyfist, at the time, a 26-year-old white woman with a high soprano voice as contrasted with the lower Latino voice of the accuser. I find it so unctuous that the drama-humping douchebags found it necessary to write her out of existence in order to forward a false narrative about a relationship I was not in at this time." From there, he noted that his current co-host and editor, Taryn Gell, was there the entire time and can confirm I was with Ladyfist not only in 2015, but for several years thereafter. After playing a clip of Taryn Gell affirming this, and then noting that no one has accused him of having a side chick while he was dating Ladyfist, he said, "There goes the timeline. There goes the accusations, along with it all after 30 seconds of research on a public playlist." 30 seconds of research that Gash JT and the drama parasites on the Cringe Casino couldn't be bothered to do before obliterating the last waning rivulets of their remaining credibility by committing libel and ending their own careers. All before I've dropped a single private receipt, of which I have many, mother effer. Next, he performed a vocal analysis between Ladyfist and the ex-girlfriend accuser. In the clip of his ex-girlfriend, she threatens to hurt him and affirms she threatened to slit his throat and shoot him, and justified it because she claims he was talking to her in a condescending manner. Razorfist then says, "What you've just heard was an admission to and justification of a murder threat, one that my ex, as a gun owner, actually possessed the means to carry out, I might add. On one occasion, she threatened to murder my wheelchair-bound father, my former roommate, who you all knew as Mormagil, and she even threatened to shoot and kill the dog we picked out together, Cicero." And he shared a text message which shows all of that. Next, he shared that he ended the relationship after an attempted murder and discovered that she had been diagnosed with BPD and HPD. Even after ending the relationship, he noted the blackmail and threats intensified. Furthermore, he shared clips of her admitting that his girlfriends were his age or older and that they never slept together. He never slept with the ex-girlfriend. As for the alleged masturbation video, he said this: "The allegation is these videos are not only of me, but the proof is that I uploaded them myself. Now, as an author, I would say I have a fairly distinct authorial voice marked by a bizarre Victorian nomenclature interspersed with the odd peppering of profanity. So in doing some research, I discovered that the video in question was uploaded more than once by the same original user on that porn website. And in examining the description of said video, I would imagine my unique grammatical style would be impossible to camouflage. So let's dig in. The first video, entitled Dinky Face Carrot Head, self-deprecating sort that I am, he said that sarcastically, goes on to say, I am that coward who have nothing to do just to sit at my cam and review stupid games. This is the video of my jerking off. Now, here's a curious cultural artifact for any actual Americans out there, because what follows is a phone number that's not only incorrect, but written not in the American, but in the international phone number format, as we in Arizona are so inclined to do. And again, being extraordinarily sarcastic there, because no one in the United States uses international phone numbers at all. No one uses the +1 for the international code there. You usually just share your area code and then your phone number, right? He then shared that the video was also uploaded to YouTube, and the individual who uploaded it sent it to all of his public subscribers back in 2011 via direct messages. And you can see one of the DMs that he shared in the video right there. So pretty clear. I think it's pretty clear that Razorfist did not upload that video. After sharing all this evidence, Razorfist addressed SmashJT, and he says, and as for GashJT, the fart-huffing hack who honestly confuses himself with an independent journalist, such as he's still spurring himself about stolen scoops, that if his character in this instance is any indication, he likely stole from someone else. Also, he can slap white text on a wildly original thumbnail and express socially acceptable opinions on the 8 entire members of his imbecilic audience. Well, what you lack in talent, you make up for in chromosomes. Look on the bright side. I've ended bigger careers of infinitely more talented individuals in a 5-minute rant. You only took me 30 seconds. Walk it off, a-hole. I hear they're hiring at IKEA, and the receipts you've heard today are only the tip of the iceberg. I'm holding the real goodies back just in case a crazy person decides to be the latest Me Too accuser to lose in court. And then he concluded saying, but publicly, outside of a courtroom, this is the first and last word I have said about this easily debunked BS. I did clarify with Razorfist when he's talking about the courtroom, he's talking about his ex-girlfriend potentially trying to go after him, or him potentially going after her. SmashJT responded, writing on X, Razorfist randomly crashing out today wasn't on my bingo card, but hey, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Razorfist responded saying, one DM to confirm the story before committing libel is all it would have taken to avoid all this, you Frodo-looking F. So obviously I had this editor's note here that I had to adjust because I improperly assumed that when Razorfist was saying libel claim up here, he was talking about a lawsuit. Where is it? It's all the way up here. All the way up here. I thought when he was saying a libel claim here, and then on top of that, he's talking about courtroom. It was after he just talked about SmashJT and everything. I assumed he was threatening to sue him, but he's just talking about a YouTube libel claim. And then he clarified to me, as I said earlier, that the courtroom stuff was about for the ex-girlfriend who's been clearly abusing him and harassing him for a number of years now. But I think it's pretty clear here that Razorfist should go forward with this. I actually think he probably should sue the guy too for slandering him and his defamation. I know it costs a lot to pursue the lawsuits and takes up a lot of time, and it can be very stressful. And I don't wish that on someone else, but at some point you got to stand up to these people that are constantly lying over and over and over again and are indeed trying to destroy you. And I think that's exactly what SmashJT was doing. He was trying to destroy Razorfist, and I think he made this video out of malice, and he didn't care that he was lying. He didn't care to do any kind of research whatsoever, and he just wanted to attack Razorfist because he disagreed with Razorfist's opinion about video game character designs. And I think that's really what it comes down to. And SmashJT is a documented liar, right? And I'll admit, I fell for his lies, but no more. I mean, the guy doesn't even consider himself anti-woke. He posted this at the end of February, saying, I don't consider myself anti-woke. If I had to put a label on myself, I'd say I'm more so anti-slop, but let's be honest, there's a lot of overlap. So he's not actually anti-woke. He's totally fine with woke ideology. In fact, he's so fine with it. He's fine that he agrees that developers should put as much trans propaganda in a game as they want. He says he'll fight against it, not because of a religious moral compass, but a societal one. I don't even know what that even means. What is the societal moral compass? Does that mean you just go with whatever the jour, like whatever people are saying is right? So if the majority of people said that transgenderism was fine, you'd just be totally fine with it? Is that, like, I don't even know what that means. And then he says, I have a heavy history in religion myself, and I'm quite familiar with much of it. Again, no clue what that means, but clearly he's totally fine with these video game developers just spreading all kinds of transgender propaganda, even to kids and teenagers, etc. I mean, it's just absolutely unacceptable, and I don't agree with that, and he clearly does. So he clearly isn't against wokeness because he's totally fine with this stuff. He's totally fine with it. And I think he's fine with them putting in it so he can make videos blasting it, because that's his whole persona now, or that's the whole brand he tried to build up, and he's totally fake, and he doesn't believe any of it. So he's a liar. And then obviously we've got this here too. He posted this when he posted this February 5. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is the game that really exposed this guy for what he is. And he wrote this: after streaming tonight, watching IGN's hardcore gay walkthrough, chatting over the gay stuff with Real Hypnotic, and deep diving gayness and gaming over the years, I've confidently concluded that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is not gay. Like, the guy literally says there's a hardcore gay walkthrough, there's a bunch of gay stuff, and then he's like saying it's not gay. Okay. I mean, you can't reason with someone like that. And people like this are going to continue to lie until they actually face the consequences of their actions. But clearly, it doesn't look like Razorfist is going to sue him, but he is going to potentially take down his YouTube channel with this libel claim. So I hope he does indeed go through with this, and SmashJT has to pay the consequences of that here. But I hope that Razorfist actually maybe takes him to court as well for clearly, in my opinion, trying to slander him for with malice as well. And I think that's exactly what this guy did. And I don't think he has any regrets of it. I think the posts and his back and forth clearly show he has absolutely no remorse. And he's going to continue down this behavior until someone tells him no. And this is exactly what Dr. Edward Fazer has talked about on how you have to get rid of woke ideology. You're not going to get rid of it by just kind of trying to change people's minds here on YouTube. It has to come from the top. The government has to eradicate it from the institutions, and you have to start punishing people that are indeed engaging in it. And I don't see why we wouldn't start with SmashJT, because I think he's done even more damage than people like Alyssa Mercante, because he has literally duped so many people into thinking that a lot of this stuff is totally fine when it's not. So he had a responsibility, and he completely decided to throw it away because he wanted to chase the almighty dollar over on YouTube and the clicks instead of actually standing for anything of principle. But that's what is happening here. Let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?